let me show you the type of guy that's really here trying to steal our country from us. All right, so this is Zoran Mamdani. One of his old clips ended up going a little viral.
But if you want to pursue your promise to create the single largest deportation force in American history, or your promise to persecute and punish your political enemies, then you...
What's up, guys?
You're going to have to fight with the mayor. I mean, I personally support deporting the mayor, but that's not the point. The point is you're literally, like, this is going against the law. Like, you realize this is directly going against the law. There's no reason why we need to tolerate this. They are coming into our countries. They are laughing in our face, spitting at us, using our freedoms and our democracies against us to essentially subvert our country, break the laws, import a new voter class that are all poor, all on different government benefits that we are paying for. Like, dude, this is diabolical. So this is a new campaign ad from Zoran Mamdani. It's a little bit scary.
كعمدة رح جمد الإيجارات لأكثر من 2,000,000 شخص.
Arabic ads, baby. We know who he's talking to.
وخلي الباصات سريعة ومجانا. وأضمن رعاية الأطفال شاملة لكل العائلات. ويمكن ما فيني أقنع عمك إنه الكنافة النابلسية بستانوي أطيب من نيوجيرسي، بس بوعدكم إني رح أشتغل لأسهل عليكم بفتح مشاريعكم الصغيرة وتدفعوا إيجاركم وتبنوا مستقبلكم في مدينة نيويورك. التصويت المبكر مفتوح الآن حتى 2 نوفمبر، ويوم الانتخابات يوم 4 نوفمبر. أنا منكم وإليكم.
Absolute insanity, bro. Insanity. Now, here's the thing. I don't have anything against the language Arabic, obviously, but I really feel like you should be speaking English if you're in America. Like, I really feel like in America, you should speak English. And if you can't speak English, I don't think you should vote. All right? It doesn't necessarily make a super inclusive culture where people could unify with their neighbors if they can't speak the same language. All right, if one guy speaks English and the other guy speaks Camel, it's not going to work. All right, I'm not trying to be controversial here. I just think that English is the national language. If you don't speak English, you shouldn't be able to vote. And you also shouldn't probably be running campaigns in other languages either. This is just insane. Now, Zoran, a jack of all trades. You've heard him speaking before. But have you ever heard of him speaking when he's talking to fellow Ugandans?
I'm from Uganda, but I also grew up in New York. In New York, you don't really, you go out, some guys are very hesitant to dance. If they're not grinding, they're just standing. In Kampala, you will just not find that.
He literally changes his accent depending on who he talks to. It's literally the most obvious scam of all time. This dude is literally coming here to subvert our country, and it's so obvious. So James O'Keefe caught an NGO instructing illegals on how to vote for Zoran Mamdani as mayor of New York. He also discovered an NGO registering illegals to vote. To recap, illegals are being registered to vote and told to vote for Zoran Mamdani.
Yes, I'm an immigrant. They sent me here to vote. I was recommended to come here to find information to vote.
Reporting from New York City just before Halloween, and the only thing scarier than all the ghosts and the goblins and this rain this Halloween is a possibility of illegal aliens voting in our elections for mayor. Just last year, James O'Keefe encountered... What
a possibility. And that is literally where we're at, man. That's where we're at. There are giant instruction manuals on how illegals could scam the system and illegally vote. They are bringing people in.
All right, guys.
Protecting them illegally and stealing our country.
It's one of those days. I'm having issues all day long. I'm also pretty sick today. Not feeling too hot, not feeling too great. Obviously, it's a bit of a problem today, but we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Somalia. Hiran State. Mawisle. Early voting hadda illa November 4. I need your vote.
This dude goes out there, gives a whole Salam Alaikum Somalia cheering, waving a Somalian flag in his campaign to run for mayor. What? Somalia first, baby. We should have never allowed immigration from Somalia at all. It has not benefited the country in the slightest way. Now they're taking over once proud American cities, turning them into the same kind of failed, dysfunctional hellscape they fled. Now, a lot of people tell me, you're not allowed to say that some cultures are inferior to others. Because if you say that some cultures are inferior, that's racism. Well, the average IQ in Somalia is sub 70. I'm not like trying to be controversial. Okay, I'm really not trying to be controversial. This is just a fact. All right, this is literal statistics. And rape was only illegalized in Somalia less than 10 years ago. Rape was legal until 10 years ago. Less. So that's an inferior culture, man. Look at me. I am the captain now. Anyway, so this is crazy, bro. This is wild. So you get these people cheering.
We uplift one another. We are all here today uplifting one another because we believe in Somalia. We believe in unity. That's why we are here today.
What?
Oh, this is Ohio.
We believe in Somalia?
This is literally in Ohio.
Why?
So to that I say, make sure you are registered to vote. Make sure that you are engaged for the next few months. I will need a lot of volunteers to help me knock doors, to continue to collect signatures, and I will need all of you to reach out to your neighbors and to lift one another.
So, literally, unironically, we believe in Somalia. This is for Ohio. Noticing a lot of people prefer Somalia over the United States, but refuse to live there. Weird. People are beginning to notice that if it's so good there, and it's in fact better there, and you in fact like it better, and you think it's better, why are you here? Is it because A, it's not better, or B, it's a colonial project? So this is Ilhan Omar, a representative of Congress.
Masked, armed men who are in plain clothes that are snatching people off the streets.
Arresting them.
Unwilling to identify themselves.
Because they're threatening their lives.
The military being deployed in streets. My God, this is America. States' rights being disregarded. So
good, they should. They should be disregarded.
A constitutional crisis that's being...
There's no crisis.
And the same week where we have a president who has deployed the military who are trained to kill our enemies. Americans, but our enemies are in our streets. Same week that we are going to have a military parade.
Can
you imagine that image that is going to be coming out?
Badassery.
Country. I mean, I grew up in a dictatorship, and I don't even remember ever witnessing anything like that.
She is saying that Somalia is better than America.
World to now be turned into one of the worst countries where the military are in our streets,
literally leave
without any regard for people's constitutional rights.
Oh, you don't have constitutional rights.
Spending millions of dollars propping himself up,
good,
like a failed dictator with a military.
He was elected.
It is really shocking, and it should be a wake-up call for all Americans to say this is not the country we were born in. This is not the country we believe in.
It's great.
This is not the country our founding fathers.
It's being saved actively.
This is not the country that is supported
saved
by our Constitution, our ideals, our values.
You're crazy.
And we should all collectively be out in the streets rejecting.
She is crazy.
Fight against the police officers. That's an insurrection. No, so she's, in my opinion, should leave. She should leave. So, A, she commits, allegedly, marriage fraud, marrying...
True. So, let's pull this and bring it over here. And go to here. And do that. And do... Uh-oh.
Yeah, I wonder why Michael Bloomberg doesn't like Mamdani. I wonder why. The coverage he always wanted. Yes, bro. Like, it's crazy how bad some of these are, man. And, hey, wait a second. Yeah, exactly, right? How long until the Asmon ad? I mean, I don't really get involved, like, you know, in terms of, like, getting involved in, like, an actual political race. I mean, I did think about, like, if I ever ran for office, I would do it as a character. I would. I wouldn't do it as myself. I would do it as a character, and I would tell the actual truth about everything. And I would just see how far you could get. Like, straight up. Be like, well, what do you think about, like, I think we're just going to kill him.
Yeah,
if I'm in charge,
he would never win.
We'll put him in jail for 50 years.
Yeah.
How far you...
All right. Let's do some reacts. We've got Nick Fuentes and the Cartier family doing a react to him. Batia on News Nation. And oh shit. We gotta see what's up. We gotta see what's up. What is this all about?
The deadliest gang raid ever.
A police operation in the suburbs of Rio de Janeiro has left at least 132 people dead in what has become the largest and deadliest gang raid in Rio's history. The grisly operation saw explosions and gunfire ring out in the Brazilian state.
So they just...
and left neighborhood streets lined with bodies.
Everybody's... Wait, there's no way everybody is sitting there celebrating, clapping with all the dead gang members. Damn, that says a lot, doesn't it? It really does.
Just days
There's a
before
white dude? There's plenty of people that are in Brazil that got white skin. Same as Argentina. There's plenty of people in South America that got white skin.
Brazil is set to host a major upcoming world event. So what prompted the brutal bloodbath? Here's everything you need to know. In the dark of Tuesday morning, October 28th, 2,500 Brazilian civil and military police entered the Alemão and Penha complexes of Rio de Janeiro, accompanied by helicopters, armored vehicles,
So
and
what
drones.
you're saying is you can just bring in the military and the police and you just
we just gonna get them.
The state of Rio de Janeiro launched the raid, which it labeled Operation Containment, aiming
Operation Containment.
Bro, I
at the
love it.
territorial expansion of the Comando Vermelho, or Red Command.
How can you not, right? The deadliest gang, right? Criminal gang operations and drugs and murder and corruption. And how can you be opposed to this? How? How?
Got him.
Done.
And which is one of the country's largest and oldest criminal groups, according to think tank Insight Crime. The Red Command is notoriously involved in the drug trade in Brazil and South
I would have
America.
never guessed.
And has a strong foothold in the poorer neighborhoods of Rio de Janeiro.
I bet that's why they're clapping, bro, because the people that are living here, bro, these places are shitholes. They are. They're shitholes. And they get run over by these fucking assholes that I bet probably terrorize them. Right? They do. They terrorize them. And this is, I really hope that, you know, after what happened with El Salvador and, you know, the pressure that Trump is putting on Venezuela.
You know what I always wonder? Why do they build their houses like that? This is, look at this. This is not okay. Look at this. You got trailer homes stacked on trailer homes. What the fuck is this? What is this? What the hell is this?
You know, we can finally, I mean, America, right? It's not really our job, but
I
like,
never
it does
understood
affect
that.
us because the drugs come to the
never
United
understood
States.
that.
I really hope that, like, by a second order effect, we can really help these countries. Because, like, it's not fair that they have to live being oppressed by these, like, marauders, basically, like drug marauders.
Narrow, known as
and also another thing too, keep in mind is that these people destabilize the countries that they live in, and they're the ones also that are causing a lot of the illegal migration, right?
Well,
they're
of course,
doing for their own economy. Like it's if you really think about it, it's better. It's literally better for the United States that this shit is not over there even.
Yeah, well, there's also the fact that
the group has faced repeated targeted clashes with government troops and local militias in the past, who have aimed to take the favelas under their control. According
so they actually thought that they were gonna. What's crazy is that like these guys think that they have an AK-47 and a gas mask on, and you actually think that you're gonna go up against these guys. Like with fucking bulletproof vests, drones, helicopters, tanks, armored vehicles. these guys have vehicles with armor on them. These guys have armored vehicles. It's a whole different situation.
Government of Rio, the latest raids in Alemão and Peña have been in the works for over a year.
Got them.
Police used armored vehicles.
Also, look how young they are, bro.
In Peña,
these are kids.
Been in the works for over a year. Police used armored vehicles to topple barricades set by the Red Command.
So they just went in there and just drove through the fucking barricades. They just, bro, like the Kool-Aid man said, "What's up, boys?"
Also setting blockades of their own to close off strategic avenues and highways in the area.
Oh, man.
Shootouts and gunfire soon broke out and have since left at least 132 dead, 4 of whom are confirmed to be police, as well as dozens injured, including civilians. According to a video...
That's insane. So they killed over 120, 150 of their people. They only lost 4 guys. Yeah, these guys got mopped up. That's what's crazy. Is like, if you actually think that you have a chance against like the actual military, like, and this is the Brazilian military, right? I mean, like, we're not even talking about like, you know, Chinese, Russian, American military, Israeli military. Like, it's not military? Oh, it wasn't? So these were just the cops? Oh. It's so over. Yeah, it's so over.
Video posted by the state, Red Command could be seen responding to the raid by using drones, which reportedly dropped explosives on police. Various videos shows the complex is looking like a war zone.
Wow.
As explosions and rising black smoke scattered across the city skyline. In the aftermath, over 40...
Dude, it's just the fact that you have all the citizens there clapping literally over the dead corpses of these people, I think really goes to show, and this is one thing that I hope a lot of these like weird fucking like gated community, upper middle class, white liberal freaks in America need to realize, is that the main victims of this are not, you know, like some other random person, right? It's the people that live in these communities. It's the people that are living in this house right here that are being oppressed. People that live in this house that are being oppressed. Like, this is really, they're the real victims out of all this.
Bodies could be seen lining the streets of the Peña favela on Wednesday, a witness told Reuters. The UN Human Rights Watch chimed in on the deadly assault, saying, "We are horrified by the ongoing police operation in favelas in Rio de Janeiro. We remind authorities of their obligations under international..."
Get rid of the UN. There's a bunch of fucking retards. Fuck them. They don't know what they're talking about. The UN? Fuck them. Absolutely not. Human rights? What about everybody else's right to exist? Who's paying for the UN? Who's paying for these retards? Fuck the UN.
Human rights law and urge prompt and effective investigation.
Like, look at this limp dick shit. They say the same thing about El Salvador. I'm so sick of these like weird, abstract, completely no allegiance to any country, no allegiance to any cause. These like international organizations that like to condemn any country that takes a drastic action against crime in their country to protect their people. Like, why? Like this? Yeah, it's just international Karens. Fuck the UN.
The
should do it again.
Ordeal comes as the state of Rio prepares to host a major climate conference to kick off the COP30 World.
This is the problem, is like they get to say that because they're sitting in some fucking European country in some super safe area where, you know, like there's like 3 levels of security before you can get to them, and they don't understand that really, oh wow, 100 people got killed, 200 people got killed with this. okay, well, how many people have been killed by the people that got killed? How many lives have been terrorized? How many areas have been, you know, fucking locked down by these psychos? The ICC got Duarte? Yeah. Let my boy go. Like, the thing is, like, yeah, he probably killed some people unintentionally, but there's a reason why they voted him back to mayor. There's a reason why they voted him in the beginning. How many lives have been saved? Yeah, these people have no idea. Like, they have no concept.
They really don't, bro. They really don't.
Morality. All they have is, like, feelings and vibes. There is no real morality in allowing an entire area like this to be terrorized by a effectively, you know, like, terrorist organization gang. The human rights. Get the fuck out of here. What about people's right to live? People's right to live without being terrorized, without being attacked, without being bullied, without being, you know, intimidated, having their money stolen.
Yep.
There's summit in
They care
Brazil.
more about the rights of violent criminals than the rights of the actual citizens. I hate them. I hate them, bro. I hate
Next
them.
week. The government has been known to conduct similar
complete
operations ahead of
perversion
hosting major world
of
events.
Yeah, the virtue signalers. I
In
get it.
April of 2014, over 2,000 troops entered the favelas of Rio to conduct a series of,
2,000.
quote, pacification efforts
Good.
ahead of the country's hosting of the
It's like catch and release, bro. Like, you know, you're a violent criminal. You've been arrested 14 times, and we're going to catch and release. We're going to defund the police. We're going to do all this shit. And then that same dude released 14 fucking times, gets on a train, and stabs a Ukrainian girl and says, I got that white girl. This is our society. This is our society.
the FIFA
There
World
it is.
Cup.
Yep.
The state of
That's
Rio
some
announced that following its
bullshit.
raid on October 28th,
Man, I'm sick as a dog, y'all. I do not feel good, but I'm going to keep going for y'all.
over 80 criminals have been apprehended, along with over 400 pounds of drugs and dozens of firearms.
Man, absolutely, unfathomably, incredibly, amazingly fucking based. Wow. I didn't know anything about this.
I love it.
Yeah, this is insane.
I fucking love it, dude. That's
UN
amazing.
is calling for a comprehensive reform of policing methods in Brazil after at least 132 people were killed in an unprecedented raid targeting a notorious drug gang in Rio. There were scenes of chaos as 2,500 heavily armed officers, backed by armoured vehicles, helicopters and drones, entered two favelas to execute judicial warrants for suspected gang members. Residents who spent the night collecting bodies and laying them in a central square are accusing the police of carrying out a massacre. Well,
They did. Thank God. It's about time. Holy shit. Yeah, duh. Good.
They go in to police these guys, to go in and take them into custody. And what do you think happens in the HQ base of a major, massive, worldwide, powerful criminal syndicate organization where they got all the stash, where they got everything, where their livelihood is, where their criminal organization runs its ship? You're going to go and get the captain of that ship. And guess what's going to happen? They're going to shoot. They're going to shoot you. They're going to try to kill you. So yeah, the soldiers are going to need to be well armed. They're going to need to be well prepared, geared the fuck out, and they're going to need to shoot back. They're going to need to take these fuckers out because they're not going to go silently. What the hell do you expect?
the very latest. Let's cross live now to our correspondent in Rio. Tim Vickery joins us now. Tim, police are being accused of using excessive force. Just how exactly did this death toll end up being so high? What happened?
Well, the governor of Rio,
Let me guess what happened. They tried to shoot back, run away, and fight the police, and they lost. That's what happened. That's the reason why the death toll was really high, is because the police probably didn't come in there and shoot them before they talked to them. How do you think the police officers got killed?
Castro, right-wing governor.
Yeah, they fought, they lost. It's not excessive at all.
How is this a right-wing government when all it really is government? You think communists, the left, the furthest left you can go, don't do this kind of shit? What the fuck is wrong with these people? All they can ever talk about is authoritarian, but they don't care to talk about totalitarian. Authoritarian is, dictatorial. Totalitarian is China and the Tiananmen Square and North Korea and the Soviet Union and Joseph Stalin. There are way more of totalitarian, communistic, Marxist atrocities and dystopian violations of human rights on the left in the world than there has ever been on the right. So kiss my ass.
The innocents caught between the wars and gangs? Yeah, exactly.
Especially in the modern
behind
day.
the operation. He and his staff are claiming that this...
I'm really sorry to tell you this, but they were applauding the criminals, not the police. The police did not collect the bodies, and the population and their families were grieving them. I hate that. But those people are praising the dead thieves. I don't know if that's true or not. I got no idea. Maybe it is. Doesn't matter. You still got to get rid of them. Even if the population there doesn't like them, you still got to get rid of them.
It was a complete success.
Mm-hmm.
That they had a strategy, which they've been working on for a year, whereby they would force members of this drug gang to flee into the woods between two of the favelas. It's a traditional hiding place, but they'd set up an ambush.
This is why, for y'all's sake, I mute system sounds. Fuck that. I hate Windows sometimes. Oh my god. It drives me nuts. It drives me absolutely nuts. You guys all ever seen Asmongold's videos? In the bottom right, he got to activate Windows because he's trying to disable automatic updates, which disrupt, reboot, and destroy everything that he had previously had open overnight because he went to sleep. Yeah, that's Windows. That's Microsoft for you. Invasive as shit. Yeah, anyway.
There. Now, the official toll from the Brazilian government now, from the Rio authorities, is 121 dead, 4 of whom police. And the Rio authorities are saying that the other 117 were all members of this drug gang.
That's right.
And that everything was done to limit collateral damage. So they are claiming success, and this will play well with many in Brazil. It's a society traumatized by the reality of urban crime, and many will think, well, the only good bandit is a dead bandit. On the other side of the line, you have 2 criticisms. One, was the objective of this operation to assassinate rather than to arrest?
Should have been.
Was excessive force used?
The objective was to arrest, and the deaths were a result of resisting that arrest, which they knew full damn well was going to happen. And is absolutely justified. You shoot a cop that's there just trying to do his job. You shoot military. Like, look, I guarantee the mission objective was to round them. Look, if they'd all just cooperated and said, yeah, we surrender. No, it's all good. We'll come with you. We're just gonna give up everything we worked for our entire lives. This criminal organization that we built up, this massive distribution of drugs, rape, murder, human trafficking. We're just gonna give it all up. We've been at it our whole lives, and you know what? We done wrong. We gonna admit that we done wrong, and we gonna surrender. Cuff me now. Take me into custody. No! There's like 2,000 of these guys. They just said 2,000 died. That's nothing compared to what was actually there, which is probably bro, if 2,000 plus dead, how many were there? It's like 5,000. It's got to be somewhere 4,000 to 5,000 at least, right? Before they start surrendering, because they know they're gonna lose. They don't realize what's happening, and then once they realize that they are done for, they're like, holy shit, the whole damn military is here. We best back off and just give up, because we're gonna die if we don't. I guarantee you that there was way more there that were arrested than were killed. But they're not going to tell you that.
And Brazil's Supreme Court will look into that. Another line of criticism will say, well, how effective is this really going to be?
They're dead. What do you mean, how effective is it?
That's pretty effective. That's pretty effective.
Look at them.
Rio's governor is claiming, and his security forces are claiming, that this is the most successful, it's the biggest blow ever to the drug gang, the Comando Vermelho, the Red
All these women crying, these moms crying, sure, raise your kid better where he's not selling drugs, trying to shoot the fucking police. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. The emotional manipulation for this is crazy. It is crazy. You raise your kid to be a hood rat that turns into a gangbanger, selling drugs, shooting the police, and then your kid dies and you want to act about how the police is bad? No, you are bad. You raised a demon. You raised a demon and he got put down. That's what happened.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad. I talked endlessly almost yesterday, about the love of a parental bond. It's the most powerful, it's the strongest, all this stuff. I put all that out there, and that's true. And I stand by it. So that's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot, and I feel for those parents, that mother, right? But ultimately, you brought this on your own self. If you really loved your child, if you loved them right, with a as a God-fearing adult, a God-fearing mother, a true, you do this shit the right way. Your son, your daughter, whatever the hell, it's all sons, it's all men. There's men dying everywhere. Women don't give a shit except for their mothers. But I'll tell you right now, if they would have been raised right and followed the path of Jesus, and they would have done right by God, they wouldn't be pursuing drug trafficking, human trafficking, rape, murder, gang banging, shoot 'em up. None of that. You raised a monster. So if you really loved your child, you wouldn't have done that.
In the organization's history. But critics will say, all right, over 100 of them have been killed, 90 rifles have been apprehended along with drugs, and 113
90 rifles. Totally innocent, right, guys?
Arrests have been made. But the drug gang will have the resources to replace all of those rather quickly.
You're so insensitive, they're doing what they can to make a living? Of course I'm insensitive. Why would I allow people like this to control my emotions whenever I know?
Yeah, even if you give the most grace, right? Okay, let's assume the Christ posture. Okay? Let's put our ultimate compassion hat on. Okay? And assume the most grace. It's the most painful thing, the deaths of our fellow man, our fellow humans, right? Here's the thing. These people are killing. They're killing by drugs. They are killing by direct murder. They will cut your head off with a chainsaw if you go against these cartels. They will film it, and they will make sure your family knows that that's what's happening. Because, you know, if you snitch or something, if you go against their creed, if they think you betray them in some way, they will cut your fucking head off with a chainsaw, and then they will film. I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. Not firsthand in person, but I've witnessed it when I was, I don't know, 13 years old, maybe 12 years old. I saw this shit on a video on the computer a long time ago. My friend had looked at told me where to find it. I said, "What is this?" He said, "Just watch." And they didn't have no AI when I'm 35. At 12 years old, it was 2002. They didn't have no AI back then. This was not fake. I saw this thing for real. It had that, you know, that little time counter, the date and time in the corner. It was one of those cams, you know. And I'm telling you, this is there's some crazy, scary shit out there. And these people doing all this evil, they bring on themselves the consequences. You reap what you sow. It pains Christ and God to see that happen. But they brought this by their own choices. They brought this on by their own choices.
Know that obviously a drug gang that uses guns and terrorizes people is bad. Like, we already know this is bad. I know that there are some people that can...
Because what's the alternative? You gonna just let them run ramshackle on your people? You gonna let them torture you? There's a difference between somebody hitting you and you turning the other cheek, and then letting a rampant criminal syndicate gang to rape, pillage, murder, steal, peddle drugs, guns, and humans, minors, women, as slaves and prostitutes, to just let that go. Just let that all happen underneath your nose.
Commit crime, and they feel like they have to commit crime. I understand that, but whenever you do it, it's still a problem. Like, I can understand it, but whenever you tell me that I'm insensitive, I could also say that you are also insensitive to the people that are victims of this behavior.
Exactly.
It's always easy for you to think about the direct result because it's being portrayed by a media organization here. And this is France here. You've got to keep in mind, France is busy selling out their own country to migrants that go into their country and rape their own citizens, okay? So I wouldn't necessarily listen to anything out of France and be like, oh, okay, these are the real moral arbiters of the way a country should be run. Okay, number one. Number two, the other thing is that you don't think about the victims that get hurt by these individuals. You don't think about the families that are destroyed whenever these people kill other people. And so all you do is you look at these victims who, in a lot of cases, I think were probably gang members. They probably did have guns. How do you think 4 police officers randomly died? Right? There you go. If France 24 has leftist media, yeah, it's bullshit. And so you tell me that I don't have empathy or sympathy, or I'm not like I'm not thinking about it. I'm not, I'm being insensitive. I'm actually the only one that is sensitive because I can see the greater good in the bigger picture. Yeah. Where these people are painting a lie in order to co-opt your emotions to make you side with drug dealer murderers. The reality is that these people are terrorists. They terrorize their own community. They terrorize surrounding communities, and to the extent that they can, they'll terrorize the whole world. That's what they do. So, no, I'm not insensitive. I'm the only one that is sensitive. I'm the only one that doesn't let my emotions get the...
Yeah, if you actually really care about human lives, if you actually really are compassionate, you would want to stop evil men from committing a vast swath of atrocities, peddling drugs that kill, killing directly, peddling humans, underage humans, prostitutes and slaves, and doing all this bullshit. What are you talking about? The victims of these evil men deserve compassion. They deserve justice. They deserve retribution. Compassion for evil. Give me a fucking break.
The best of me whenever I see somebody crying. Oh, wow, somebody's crying. Who cares? What about the people that are, do you believe in a hope for redemption?
Surrender, give themselves up for the crimes they committed, go to jail, find God, and maybe they can get some redemption when they get out. Maybe they can find some meaning in life, a higher purpose, a higher calling. Maybe they can find salvation and redemption while they're in prison, suffering the consequences of their evil deeds. All right? That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Nothing else more to say about it.
Do you think that I'm thinking about their best interests? Who gives
It's
a fuck
thinking
about
about
what
the
their
victims.
best interests are? They're fucking criminal drug dealers. Like, obviously, if you can help them, then it would be better to help them. But
they had their whole lives
who
for
gives
that
a fuck?
opportunity.
Were they thinking of anybody else's redemption whenever they killed them? Were they thinking
True.
about other people's redemption when they sold them drugs that were probably laced with worse drugs that could have killed them? No. You have to stop letting yourself pick the side of evil. That's what you're doing. You're letting your emotions allow you to side with evil.
How much damage has really been done? And the problem, surely, far, far bigger. This is not so much a problem of public security. It's a problem of sovereignty, with the drug gang being able to take effective command of a number of areas in Rio and increasingly throughout Brazil as well, especially in these favela areas. Now, getting rid of this drug gang, who gave an impressive display of force with their reprisals yesterday, effectively.
You really get. I don't even think it's impressive, honestly. Like, I mean, like, if you played an FPS match and it's first 1 to 100 and they score 4 and you score 100, would you say that they did impressive? I would say they got flopped. Like, this was a blowout. They got steamrolled.
Shutting the city down, getting rid of...
You know, this compassion thing comes from the mentality of a kind of this one particular kind of left. It's always the left. They have a particular kind of compassion that is twisted. They think that every single one of these criminals, these evil people that committed atrocities and horrible crimes, they think that their actions are not the result of their own choices. They're not the result of their free will. Like they fundamentally something different. They're fundamentalists. They believe it is all a rigged system, that their circumstances, whether that is poverty, whether that is bad luck, whether that is loss of loved ones and family from whatever it is, rival gangs or military service or whatever, and they think somehow the system is against them, so they choose to live underneath it in the criminal underbelly of society. Now, they think that is not something they chose for themselves. They think that that is something they're forced into. No one forces you to kill somebody as a drug lord. No one forces you to peddle human trafficking, minor, young, underage girls for prostitution. No one forces you to peddle drugs that kill people. These are choices. Every single time you do a thing that is wrong, you have made a choice. Do circumstances contribute to the likelihood of what kind of life you may or may not want to lead? Perhaps. If that means but that does not mean you are not responsible for your choices. Once you have crossed that line, there have to be consequences so that everybody in society knows that if you choose that life, if you make those choices to commit evil crimes, evil acts that hurt and victimize others, that there will be consequences. Period. That has to happen in the meantime. You cannot let up on consequences in the meantime while you're trying to fix the system, even if that's what you fundamentally believe is the cause.
Of this drug gang will require much more than military-style police operations. So there
what
are
the fuck's going on, man? How did our society raise a bunch of flower sniffers who think evil doesn't exist? The reason why is because they've never been confronted with it and they've never had to deal with it. The reason why a lot of people believe in redemption for criminals is because they don't have to be the recipients of. They'll have no problem talking about, oh, well, I care about, rehabilitating people, etc. But they never have to be the victims of that rehabilitation process should it go badly. So that's the reason why you have so much of this this empathy for criminals. It's because a lot of the people that have the empathy never have to actually have accountability for it. There's never any accountability for their empathy. They never have to be the one that has to, house an illegal alien that has, a criminal record in their house. It's easy to humanize criminals when they're not victims or in any way relate personally. Yeah, exactly. Like they don't know what it does to these people. It's sympathy and not empathy. So you believe that all criminals are just inherently bad people, should be locked away forever? I think that if you're working in you're in a drug gang and you have the police raid you and you get shot, I think this is a Rip Bozo situation. You shouldn't have been there. You shouldn't have put yourself in that situation.
There you go. You are responsible for your
you
own actions.
You knew what you were getting into.
Yep.
And that's what happened. That's
yes.
It. You put words in your mouth? Yeah, just go back perm ban him. Yeah, I didn't even say that.
Criticisms here on there are those who see this as a huge success,
of course,
and there are criticisms that this isn't particularly effective, that we're dealing with organized crime. It's far more effective to get a handle on the finances rather than kill the foot soldiers.
You can't get a handle on the finances. They're doing everything through crypto. They're doing it through international banks. It's harder to do. And also, who's going to use the finances? People are going to use the finances, right? So if you kill the person that has the account, well, then nobody can use the fucking account. And you kill enough people with the accounts, then there's no more accounts. It's pretty easy to deal with. It's stupid. Like, what do you mean? You go after the finances. Going after the finances is only going to make these people oppress their own communities even harder.
And Tim, how has the Brazilian president been reacting to all of that? We've heard that he's horrified by the death toll, saying as well that the police in Rio launched this operation without notifying the federal government.
Yeah, based, because federal government could have been compromised. You realize that some of the gangs get their members are often lured in with the promise of legit work, only to be held at gunpoint to join a gang that they were not aware of? Yeah, it sucks. I guess we should just let them go out and kill people and sell drugs and terrorize the community then. I understand that from your perspective, it might seem unfair or scary, but there are a lot of choices and things like this in life where there isn't really a good choice. There isn't a choice that has like no negative side effects. It's just that's not the way the world works. These are people that, it's like you have the trolley problem. These are people who are too afraid to pull the lever because they don't want to kill one person, and they end up killing 100, but they tell themselves that because they didn't pull the lever, they're a good person. That's what it is.
Yes, he has said that. At the time of the operation, he was flying back from Malaysia. So he took knowledge of this early this morning, and he is perturbed by the death toll.
Should have raised your kid
Lula,
better.
always a consensualist, an attempt to build consensus. So he had emergency meetings with some of his ministers today, and he has sent a committee, including his justice minister.
And you can see all the clips. Are any of the clips of the actual people that were the killers? Did it show any of the drugs they had or the guns they had? Did it have the firefight at all? Did it show the drone footage dropping firebombs?
Yeah, they don't want to show
the
any of
police
that.
officers?
They're not going
No.
to show you that.
All they're showing is a bunch of crying women. That's it. Because they're trying to manipulate your emotions and make you act against your best interest. Because this, just like a lot of other types of media, is not out for your best interest. It has some sort of weird global agenda that they don't give a fuck about the best interest of Brazilian citizens or French citizens. They give a fuck about pushing their agenda. That's it. And you see how they replay the same crying women over and over and over. Complete manipulation.
To Rio to meet with the governor, Claudio Castro, who's a political opponent.
Never let that happen.
And at the moment, they are working hard to try and present a united front, to try and say all levels of the government need to be together in the fight against organised crime.
They do need. Yeah,
Tim,
true.
thanks so much for all of that. That's Tim Vickery, our correspondent in Rio.
Yeah, what a joke.
Yeah.
What a fucking joke, bro. Like, I just... When criminal gangs get caught, they turn into whiny babies. Congratulations to Brazil's police. Poverty is an excuse to do crime. Zero tolerance. Good job. There are criminals denying human rights to others. Their own human rights got...
Bro, the comments are obliterating them. The comments are obliterating them.
denied. I have no... Bro, based YouTube comments. Bro, see, YouTube is one of the only platforms that's, like, not really censored at all. And so, like, you actually have people that give their... Everybody in the comments is totally on favor with this. Yeah, like, they're totally fucking on board with this. I'm so happy to see this. It's amazing, isn't it? So, yeah, YouTube comments going in. Yeah, and this is just the common sense, right? And
I love it. I love it. All right. All right, we got some Tulsi.
I think black people are not irredeemable, but there just needs to be brutal honesty. It's like, look, these black people are really struggling, and they're turning into these maniacs. It seems like they don't do anything right. They're obnoxious, they're rude, they're inconsiderate, aggressive, cruel, and, you know, look, nobody hates black people for being black. If there are people like that, I think that's exceedingly rare, and I don't consider myself one of them. The reason that people have negative attitudes about black people is because most people's interactions with black people are negative. Most people's interactions with black people is when you're stuck in traffic and you see a Nissan Altima speeding down the shoulder. And you say, what the fuck? You're not supposed to do that. If everybody did that, it would just be another lane, and, you know, not everybody can do that. But it's like these people have no respect for decorum. They think the rules don't apply to them. They have no respect for society. Like, that's their interaction is they are a waiter and they wait on a black table and the black people don't tip and they're fucking rude. Like, that's most people's interactions. It's stuff like that. They go to the DMV and they see a black person behind the counter and they say, oh, here we go. And the person's rude. Now, it just goes to show people are not racist. It goes to show people don't like people that are rude. That people don't, it's unpleasant. People want to be treated with consideration and respect. And it is true that black people are, in this day and age, unfortunately, seem to have very low moral character. It's not even just the violence, although the violence is pretty striking. If you live your life and you know that you're going to be mugged by black people, it kind of colors your opinion or perception of black people, wouldn't you say? If 99% of the carjackings and stabbings and shootings that you see in Chicago are by black people, when you're walking down the street late at night, guess what you're looking for? Black people. And you equate that with danger. And it doesn't take a lot of them to spoil the whole bunch like that. And we just want black people to take accountability and say, look, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a bad person. It just seems that every time I encounter you people, for the most part, it's negative. And sometimes extremely negative, like I could get a gun in my face. You know? That's a problem. And people go, well, you are just loaded up with hatred and racism. It's like, I'm really not. I'm a really friendly person. I'm a really polite, friendly person. I give everybody a chance. But if I'm someplace and I see some black person walking in with their pants sagging and they can't articulate what their problem is or what they need, and they're rude and they're aggressive and I'm in fear for my life, like, yeah, I have a problem with all of that. And people go, and these black people go, well, you're racist, you're racist. It's like, no, I just hate inconsiderate behavior. If black people were super well behaved, we would be racist in the other direction. We'd say, black people, oh, yes, dude, yes. My day is about to turn around for the better. What can I
Bro.
Why is he this good? Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, bro. Hey, Nick crazy for real, bro.
Why do you enjoy that so much?
Hey, bro. Nah,
I ain't gonna lie, he had some
crazy,
points.
Bro.
I won't lie, he made a lot of valid points.
Nigga's crazy, bro. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I gotta see the comments after this, bro.
I think he made a lot of valid points.
Wow, bro.
Like, I have a problem with all of that. And people go, and these black people go, well, you're racist, you're racist. It's like, no, I just hate inconsiderate behavior. If black people were super well behaved, we would be racist in the other direction. We'd say, black people, oh, yes, dude, yes. My day is about to turn around for the better. What can I help you with, sir? Please, come right on in. Oh, man, what a relief to see you here. You're a sight for sore eyes. If black people were known for being the best, then we would be racist in the other direction. Oh, finally. So, yeah, that really bothers me. It just bothers me in this damn-ass city, because that's all it is in Chicago, is just these black people who can never take accountability. It's always somebody else's fault.
That's a good point. He ended on right there. To a lot of black people, it is always somebody else's fault.
I would say, this is what I'll say. Okay, click that. Go click that tweet. She's black. Click this tweet. Click the tweet. Yes, this is what I was getting ready to say. There's two different races of black people here. We have regular black people, like us here, and then we have Gus. And he described option B.
Bro.
Well, I mean, he lives in Chicago, so
option B.
Yeah.
Option B. Option B. He can't. That couldn't have been an accident. Option B. B.
There is a difference. Like, I'm sorry, but there is a difference.
Hold on. What percent of us? There is a difference.
What percent of us? It's two different races of people completely.
It is. But what percent of us are?
I don't know. A lot.
What estimate?
50, I would say
55.
Nah,
45.
Not even that high. I would say, like, I don't know what I would say. I don't know how many, but I know that.
I would say about 70.
Nah,
70 is too high.
Nah. He said 70.
It's not the majority. It's the poorer ones. The father. Well, if we do say that, then it would be the majority.
I don't want to say a number.
What are you asking, Grok?
But everyone who lives is not.
Yeah.
No.
What did he search?
There's 4 black people who are.
What did he search?
How many black people are in poverty?
Oh.
In 2023, only 17.9% of black people live in poverty.
So then it would be around 30%. I don't know. I think it is the. I
was gonna say.
I think the point that he made about rude, inconsiderate behavior from people and negative interactions could sour you to a people, and I think that's a valid opinion. I think that's a valid outlook to have. I mean, if I had a bunch of negative interactions with someone, I would think negatively of that someone.
But if 40%, this is a stat and when this is 2020. If 40% of black people commit violent crime, so that's 40 off the rip. So what percent are a good 20? You can't say it's less than 20.
So you think it's 60%?
Far over, buddy.
Wow.
40% commit violent crimes.
Well, I would say then 40%.
Yeah.
40,
so you think
45.
I said 55%.
I'd say 45 to 55%.
Do you think
I said that off rip.
Do you think all inconsiderate people commit violent crimes?
I won't say no.
Okay, I think then it's above 40% then, bud.
That's why I said 55%, bud.
Because you do have to start at 40 with that.
You gotta say over 50 for shot.
Sad though.
I don't know, man.
It is sad, but I ain't gonna lie. The way to end it is to do what we do. I feel like it, to call it out, and we can't just spare people's feelings anymore. That's why I'm not mad at what he said.
Man, I love the Cartier family. These guys are heroes. They're gonna save America. These are American heroes. Oh my God. Oh my God, I love them. I love them. Look, like, I would love, I would do, dude, I just wish that I could, you know, just meet inspirational people like this in person. Have a beer with them, you know, do a talk, do a podcast, whatever. Not even do content, just chill. I bet they fun as hell. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm betting they fun as hell. I bet they're kind and considerate. Everything that Nick was saying that he wishes he had as an experience with anybody that is either colored skin, people of color, or whatever you call it, Mexican, black, Chinese, whatever. Like, and bro, don't get me started on Chinese women driving. Like, it's a stereotype. These stereotypes exist because people have lived experiences. And then people try to describe and explain those lived experiences. And most of the time, what they try to do is do it in a funny way. That's how these stereotypical memes or old jokes as old as time come about. But I think it's a good thing if we get rid of that. I'm tired of everybody. I'm tired of everybody treating each other like shit. How about we treat each other with respect? How about we just decide to do that? Nobody treats each other badly. It's like, it can't be that hard. It can't be that fucking hard.
At all. Well, I don't know. I think there just has to be some sort of accountability among black people. Like, if black people as a collective stop defending that behavior and justifying that behavior and then accepting it as black.
These are like philosophers. They're so. It's like, but like, dang.
Behavior. Then it
all
would be
the only thing they decided to do was to just. There's a thing that exists called logic. And they apply logic brilliantly. That's like, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to start saying shit that makes sense. That's all. And that's going to solve no more racism. That's going to solve all the problems. And yeah, why don't we just say shit that's true, that makes sense, and then we can fix it. It's not hard.
Upon, but a lot of this stuff is.
Yo, I'm sorry about my voice. I'm so sick today, dude. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. No, sorry about that, guys.
Accepted and defended by black people. Oh, they're just kids. Oh, they're hungry. Oh, they're this, they're that.
They had to.
It's always a defense from black people. So it's almost a justifying that behavior. If that type of stuff was...
Well, that's exactly what it is.
...condemned by black people in the majority, we would see a difference. But we don't.
But that's why the Cartier family... That's why you guys, Cartier family, are heroes. You're doing the thing. You're doing that. You're doing the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys... I hope this channel blows up. I hope it makes you billionaires. I hope it makes you... just like start a ministry or something. I hope that every single major broadcasting network picks you guys up, puts you on all the mainstream media and all the podcasts, puts you on Joe Rogan, puts you on Piers Morgan, puts you on USA Today, puts you on Good Morning America. I hope you tour the whole damn nation and that everybody follows your example. Let's just stop. Like, when I was growing up in the 90s, we listened to boy bands and Shaggy and like fucking Snoop Dogg, and everybody loved it and nobody gave a shit what color skin you had. Nobody, kids don't give a shit. They don't give a shit unless they're taught that. Unless they are taught to give a shit. You live in whatever circumstances you come from. You teach that whether you come from like a you know, inherited old, like just old school racism from your granddaddy and he's real but he don't like black people, or whether you come from, you know, you just come straight out of the hood and they teach you that the system is against you and that they're gonna hate you and treat you differently because of the color of your skin. Well, both of those people, white and black, are gonna grow up thinking that the other is the enemy. It's generationally passed down. The only way to get rid of that, I think, and we were on our way before Obama and the fucking 2016 to the not 2016, the 2013, 2013 ways that Obama addressed his victimhood, his victimness. Then George Floyd happened. Oh, goddamn. And BLM rose through the ranks like an army. Like an army, a revolutionary army that wanted to burn down city blocks, cooperating with Antifa. It's like, holy shit, it's the KKK, but the other side. It's just the other side. It's the same damn thing. Nobody likes the KKK. Why do we gotta like BLM and Antifa? Dude, it's oh my god. Oh, I get so exhausted. I hate it. I hate it all. It's so stupid. Who gives, like, no, it's so stupid. It's manufactured. It's all manufactured. It's a complete gaslit society where they teach you that, like, there are people out there for sure. When you talk about, he said 40% of black people in America, mostly men, like, without a doubt, men are just naturally more aggressive. And then of the black community, 40% are committing violent crime. Hey, they're with that. Okay, so yeah, that's a problem. But it's like yeah, it's manufactured though. It's not a made-up statistic. It's a real statistic, I'm sure. He got it himself. What I'm saying is, it's all like it wouldn't be that way, I don't think, if we had just kept going down the route we were going down, right? The idea, like MLK said, that you don't see color. That was his bottom line. People are people. And if you just keep reinforcing that, but no, people are not just people. They don't want you to see colorblind. They don't want you to see everybody the same and not as just like you but just look different. They don't want that. What they want is systemic racism, where DEI and critical race theory says that race in your skin color should be at the forefront of your identity, that should matter in the highest, that nothing more is more important. That's fucking racist right there. That's fucking racist. I have never heard a more despicable, evil, racist ideology in my freaking life than CRT, critical race theory, and DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, which is also mixed in with Marxist communism, by the way, because we know how North Korea works out. We know how China works out. We know how the Soviet Union works out. Joseph Stalin. What the shit is wrong with these insane people? That's messed up, dude.
Thugs that sag their pants and act gangster. They want that. That's why they single moms, because they keep dating them and they keep going to jail.
By the way, the single moms, that was Charlie Kirk's criticism about the Civil Rights Act that led to policy that literally said we were going to bribe you to break up the family. He was all for ending segregation. He's vocally supported that. He loved that part of the Civil Rights Act. So anybody that calls him out of context, criticizing the Civil Rights Act, you're lying your ass off, because the only reason he was saying that was about the other policies attached to it, or that it led to, incentivizing and bribing women to divorce, separate, and or kick the man, the father, out of the household so that she could get government money. That's bribery. That's not welfare. That's not social outreach programs. That's not helpful. All you're doing is incentivizing the breakup of the family.
Sorry, the facts are the facts. That's just what it is.
I'm not going to say it's crazy, because just saying that all your interactions with black people are always negative.
He didn't say all of them.
No,
he
didn't
said
say
majority.
Okay, so I want to know with you guys, what percent of your...
But that's obviously it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. If they would naturally be rude or ratchet or just sassy or got an attitude with a Nick Fuentes, a white male, because they see them and are taught that they are the enemy. They are the suppressors. They are the evil ones. They're taught that. Well, they're going to act differently when it's not one of those people, when it's a black person, when it's a black guy, when it's a black woman. They're not going to act the same. They're not, sometimes, like, they can still act the same. I'm just saying, what is the likelihood that these three men, these heroes, these champions of just logic and truth, what is the chances that they would be treated differently than Nick Fuentes by that same person?
Personal interactions.
Yeah, y'all personal interactions.
I wouldn't say I'd be some. I mean,
is it 50? Is it 60?
I mean, when I worked at a mall store, I think black people were stealing a lot out of the store that I worked at.
So what would you say the percent of inconsiderate, the people he described?
Inconsiderate? Well, I mean, I feel like black people approach me differently than they would him. So I don't know. I'd say
there it is. He just said it.
Different than someone else's. As a black man, I'm just gonna be logical here. Like I think someone might be inconsiderate and rude to someone that's white, but I think when they come to me, it's gonna be a different interaction. I'm just keeping it 100 based on my.
No. He's holy shit. Is he based right here? That's what I just said. It's gonna be different. I predicted. I'm so good at that we would get along so well. Me and these boys right here if we went back in the days when we was kids, here's what we'd be doing. We'd be playing Pokemon on our Game Boys with each other. That's what I did in my school. Nobody give a shit what color your skin. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's like, it was almost like nobody even knew it existed. You would think, oh, it's obvious. No, it wasn't. It just wasn't. Nobody gave a shit. Nobody gave a shit.
A number here, but
Do you think that's a bad take?
No, I mean, this is anecdotal evidence here.
Yeah.
You know him. I already seen it.
I mean, someone else's experience with someone is not going to be my experience. I can only speak from my point of view.
I think that
people are saying he's racist.
I mean, I don't think he said anything racist.
I mean, people could clip him out of context and make him look very racist, obviously, because he's saying you people, you people, you people. And of course, he is talking about his own personal experience, and specifically, he's talking about where he lives in Chicago. So, but of course, and again, he's stipulated many times, not all, right? But of course, if you just take blanket statements that he made and just take those bits out, absolutely, those are. I mean, and if that was all he said, yeah, that'd be racist, right?
He didn't denigrate. He said,
but he backed it up with not only anecdotal but statistics, evidence. So
this is why people feel.
He
that
just
way
described
based
the
on
other
these
race
things.
of people. He did not describe. He described niggas, not black people.
I mean,
I think there is a big difference. I think that I've met a lot of black people and I've met a lot of niggas, and there is a giant difference. There really is. It's two completely different mindsets. That is what I will say.
you know what the mindset is of these people? Personal accountability, responsibility, considerations, compassion, kindness, thoughtfulness, logic, reason, and rationale. That is everything they represent right here. They don't look at it. They might look at, I can't speak for them. I'm not in their heads. But if I had to guess, the color of a person's skin is just so far beneath their consideration that they wish it wasn't. Like, they can't wrap their logical, thoughtful minds around why it's a thing at all. Why the hell it matters. Obviously, we know why, and they know why from history and whatever, and generational whatever, and all. Like, we know, but we don't know why it's still like. And we know the causes, and like if we wanted to identify them, we could. But what I'm saying here is if I had to guess that if you just blank slated everybody and gave everybody a fair shot, why it would matter, right? Obviously, like society and communities, you have to treat them as they are, right? So like if you're in a dangerous neighborhood where there's poverty, whites, blacks, Mexicans, doesn't matter. Like, you have to be careful, because people that live in impoverished communities, there's a lot of crime there. That's not the cause of the crime, but it contributes to the likelihood of crime.
Being honest.
I mean, I don't think he said he's not a person that hates black people for being black. He said he hates rude, inconsiderate behavior. I hate that as well.
Dr. Umar even said about
he said a lot of them Negroes on the corner, on the street, got to go to sleep for good.
He said they got to go extinct.
That is the
Dr.
nationalist.
Dr. Umar even said that.
I'm going to keep it 100. I saw a video the other day where a woman said, I don't want a man that work a 9 to 5 and take care of me. I want a thug. She said, y'all ugly. We can pull it up right now.
And then
the next day she posted a video that her kid's room in the hood got shot up. Pull it up.
It doesn't matter. It's just another day.
That's real. That's the type of stuff that goes on in the black community.
Yeah,
I personally will not sit around and condone that, my brother. I will personally not defend that negligent, negative, degenerate behavior. I don't like it.
It's sad though that it's came to this, but
I mean, people have been probably saying this for years now. It's not that it just came to it. I think there's just been a more. It's just been a more vocal thing. I think most black people, in my experience, don't act that way. But I be in nice areas.
Yeah, it's
where
different.
affluent people be. So
but most nice areas that I've been in my life, 10%.
10.
Brother, are you insane? When I went to the nicest community I've ever lived in, it was 5 black people that I knew in the whole community. And it was thousands of white people there.
It's a culture thing, bro. It's just
a culture thing.
It's a culture
So
thing.
when I think about that, I'm going to still have to stick with my number at a good 70. Because if I lined up every black person.
I don't want to say that.
If I lined up every black person, I was going to say, I'm going to knock it down to
70
60.
is too high.
I'll say 50.
70 is too high.
It's almost 50.
I don't know, man. But you gotta realize, I grew up. I was in Jack and Jill, the Black Betterment organizations. I was in all that stuff. What I grew up, the black people I grew up around wasn't doing that type of stuff.
Yeah,
So
but they went to you've seen them though. You've came across them.
I for sure have seen them.
If I lined up every black person, 40% of them commit violent crimes, brother.
Nah, man.
That's a stat.
Nah.
Can we look
Nah,
at
it's not a stat.
It's a stat.
You can't argue with that.
It's a stat based on a group within the population. It's ages, what is it, like 14 to 30 something?
Oh, I'm about to look it up.
Or that.
Okay.
That's what it says.
This is.
I mean, I know my experience.
I said I agreed with what Nick said.
I know when I'm at a place.
I don't like those people with those type of interactions.
When I'm at a place,
and I will have the accountability to call it
when
out.
I'm at a place where it's good black people, wow, just like Nick said, this is amazing. But when I'm at a place with a lot of them, it's not too good of an outcome there, and it's rare, like Greek events.
Okay.
Those are good black people.
Duh.
Rare though.
It's not rare.
It's not that many.
I grew up
it's not
around
that many
that
Greeks.
shit.
It ain't common.
It's a lot of them, but it's not that many. It's more than the regular black population.
Oh yeah, nah.
We got, I think, okay, but what's the solution? We got to change the mindset. We need more people like the Cartier family speaking out against it. We need more just logical, critical thinkers that can objectively pull their emotional experience out of it. Take, like, when like a kid growing up being told that, oh, they're going to hate you, they're going to treat you differently, they're going to blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, you know what? I'm going to treat everybody as they come and not have that predisposition. I'm not going to have that attitude. Because if you have that attitude, you're going to preemptively behave in a way that expects that treatment. You see what I'm saying? And you cannot have a good outcome there. That's not going to get you very far. That's not going to get you much, like, you are not going to get a lot of good out of that. You know what I mean? We got to change the mindset.
Oakland, California, Chicago, Houston, Louisiana, Alabama, every state.
You know what Greeks are called? You know what they call us as black people? They call us the bourgeois.
The bourgeois?
The bourgeoisie.
Just like the lady that told y'all today, I watched y'all and I cried. So what's her interaction with the black?
I don't know, brother.
The black.
She cried. I can tell you. I can tell you what her interaction is.
I gotta keep it 100. I do think what he said, like the reason why people would not like constant negative interactions with people would lead you to not like those people. I think that's a valid reason. What you just look up?
Yeah, 40%. I mean, yeah.
Hey,
41 is what I saw. 40 to 41%.
Okay. So we have 60 that may not be like that.
But see, but you know, hold on.
60 is 20 gonna be rude. All right, then so be quiet. Then leave it alone. Now leave it at that. That 20, maybe we really can say that. That's why I say 70. I'm really giving niggas the benefit of the doubt. It might be.
I tried.
85.
I tried.
You know what's really bad? Here's what's really bad. All these problems. You talk about a statistic of black people committing violent crimes. You know what I see it as, though? Even though that might be the case, man, we got bigger fish. We got bigger problems. We need to this is why I think this is so important what they're doing right here, right now, and changing the mindset, right? Changing the perspective of victimhood, from victimhood to personal accountability. And here's why I think that's important, because there are people with that, like, okay, let's say that if you're a racist white person, I'm going to change your mind right now. I'm going to change your mind. You think, let's say that you have this predisposition to not like black people. Now, let's even say that it's just the color of their skin. You're wrong for two reasons. Number one, that does not judge a person by its character. You wouldn't say that about a white murderer. The color of their skin has nothing to do with the fact that they're a bad person. Okay, number two, there are people with a mindset, a dangerous mindset, an ideology, a religion even, that are actually truly dangerous. They believe that rape is okay. They believe that women are birds in cages. They believe wholeheartedly that if you do not convert to their religion, their way of life, their belief system, that you should die. That is at the core of their being. They're brought up from birth to feel that way. To not just have a strong emotional connection, but they feel a spiritual connection to that core belief, and it's evil. That's evil. Those people are the problem. They are the threat. It ain't black people in America. I mean, yeah, we got crime, and that's a threat, and we got to deal with it. We got to change the mindset, and that's what they're doing right here, right now. So you got to listen to them. You got to on board with the Cartier family's mindset, so we can rally together and be like, it ain't these people that are the problem. Trust me. Please trust me. With Xi Jinping, Kim Jong-un, okay? Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, the Houthis, Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran, Putin, they are the problem. Those groups and individuals I just named are the axis of evil in the world. And they are going to do everything they can to infiltrate, migrate, influence, purchase, incorporate themselves in this nation and drive the division between whites and blacks so that they can divide and conquer. Divide et imperia. That is Latin for divide and conquer. It is the strategy you use when you want to conquer a people. When they want to conquer America, they're not going to do it by unifying us. They're going to do it by dividing us. There are real threats in the world, people. There are real threats out there. There's real evil out there. And we need to be, as Americans, we need to come together with it. We need to put this shit behind us. It is far past time to just bury this shit in the past. Get the fuck over it. Get the fuck over it. No more whites and blacks, just Americans. And I'm telling you, if we don't have that, if we do not have that mindset, the fall will come sooner than you want it to. And you won't be thinking about, walking the streets and worried about gang violence. You'll be worried about where you are, even in the safety of your own home. You think that the people that live in China and North Korea live lives that are just Nobody's bothering them. They got they're watching their every move. They make one misstep and they're in a fucking mining camp, a political prison. You misstep, you speak out against your government there, if you're not a dead man and you're gonna be in prison, you're gonna be in a mining camp, you're gonna be in a labor camp. Okay? So all this black and white bullshit, man, it's time to bury it. It's time to kill it. Be it dead. Just end it all. No more bullshit. No more. Educate them and bring every gangster in the hood out into the public square and every white person in the Beverly Hills and back and then put a speech together. Look, y'all are Americans. Y'all stop the drugs. Y'all stop and just like no more. None of it. None of it. You got guns, you got all this stuff. Okay, here's the deal. You're gonna be security and hire. You're gonna have jobs and like we're gonna do this whole community thing because we gotta do production. We gotta build money, build companies. We have to be successful. We have to be the best of the best of the best in the world. We have to be the strongest nation. We have to be America the beautiful, America the brave, because there is real evil coming to get you right now. There is real evil coming to get me, you, and every American out there. Real evil. And you live in this small, tiny little self-absorbed world where you think the only thing that matters is where you're going to get your next drug dose, where you're going to get your next paycheck, or where you're going to get your next opportunity to golf or whatever the fuck it is. Like, y'all need to lift each other up. Y'all need to stop fucking bullshitting and realize there's actual threats out there to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Actual threats. It's the woke crowd. It's AOC. It's Gavin Newsom. They're allied with all that. All the evilness out there. They're allied with it. So no, we gotta stop this bullshit. Enough is enough.
Try to give the benefit of the 85, bro. See, now you're being dramatic.
I would say, I'm not gonna do a number.
I think 55 is like my rough estimate.
That's a good, good fist bump, bro. Fist bump. You really believe in them, bro.
What you mean them? I am them. I'm the 45%.
No, you're not.
You're the good side, bro.
You black person.
I'm a black person.
You're not.
I'm a black person.
Hey, but I mean,
I'm a good guy.
So you're not a.
I have faith in people that look like me.
Niggas being brutal, but hey, you know. That's
what's more brutal, talking about it or
I'm gonna keep it 100 though. Based on what he said, I think that's a good analogy.
Well, you should have faith in people that look like you. You should have faith in all Americans. The only thing is, you got to get this message in front of them. They're not seeing it. The only people who are seeing this are mostly white people. You need to go do a tour, Cartier family. You need to get together with Officer Tatum. You need to get together with Amir Odom. And you need to go on tour. Tour to every hood in America and do speeches like this. I know you got the cash to get security and protect yourselves too to do it. And if Charlie Kirk can do it, you can do it.
I'm not refuting anything he said.
But hey, like Charleston White always says and all that, we can't watch this and get offended and then you sing along to a rap song where people rap about shooting up other people and actually doing it. Like y'all are actually agreeing with murder, and then you cry about this. Don't get offended now.
And what percent?
Hey man, I just saw a video where a rapper just got indicted for killing another black man on camera, and he was saying, "Oh, this is racist because I had an all-white jury," and another rapper saying, "Free him," and his own family testified against him in court. There's no hope for those type of people. 80%. I will never justify those type of people.
I'm gonna leave my number at 80%.
Wow.
We out of here, y'all.
Damn. Oh, man. Wow. 2 months ago. Hmm.
Well, here's the thing. When something like that happens, these like interracial killings, the only thing you're allowed to say as a white person is, well, if the shoe were on the other foot, there would be outrage. You know, that's the only thing you're allowed to say. They say if it was George Floyd, people would be marching, rioting. When a white kid is killed, no one does anything.
Right. Yeah.
And I said, but that's really not saying anything. That's a sentiment which it really just says, well, the left is hypocritical. There's a double standard on race, but it doesn't really express, in my opinion, what white people are feeling. White people are feeling is, why are we putting up with this stuff?
Right.
And it's like you said, you move to a white neighborhood, you make money. We live in America. It's 21st century. We don't want to deal with these problems.
Right.
And it just so happens that it is these young black adolescents that's doing it in Chicago and wherever. And so I went on my show after that killing and said, like, we're just kind of done with that. We don't want to live near this. Because here's the problem as a white person. You can either be Daniel Penny or Austin Metcalf. You can either be someone that takes a stand and defends yourself, or you make a rash judgment and you're either in jail or you're a racist. If you defend yourself, you get charged with murder by a liberal DA, or if you're wrong, then you're a white supremacist, racist, you're super judgmental, you're canceled.
Yeah, you can't just be a white guy who made a mistake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then on the other side, if you're not racist enough or not careful enough, if you're Austin Metcalf, you make the mistake of confronting the wrong black adolescent, you're dead. You forfeit your life. And if that's how it's going to be, who wants to live in that neighborhood where you're walking down the street at night and you look over your shoulder, if you cross the street and it's a good black person, you're a racist. If you don't cross the street and they're a predator, you're dead. It's no win situation, right? So,
a predator.
Tell you this. Well, a predator, opportunist.
Yeah. I mean, that's perfect adjective, predator.
Because they're obviously not every black person's a predator, and
right.
But there are these opportunists that are they're crawling the streets at night looking for people, not paying attention, young girls, young men.
Yeah.
And so I said on my show, I said, white people don't want to live near black people. If that's what it's, yeah.
Okay. Clip.
I don't want to live around black people. I just don't. It would be irresponsible if I had a wife and kids to live near black people. It just would be. And that's not to say that every black person is violent. It's not to say that every black person is the same way. But we watch the news. We read the papers. When you drive downtown in Chicago, you know who you got to look out for and worry about when you're thinking about whether you're going to get carjacked, when you're worried about catching a stray bullet, when you're worried about who's going to pull up on the side of the road and literally shove a rifle in your face and steal your iPhone or shoot you point blank, execution style, in Lincoln Park. We know who's doing it. I don't want to live near them. I don't want to be near them. They make me nervous. That's a survival instinct. And the way this story unfolded, it's sort of interesting. Apparently, this white student, this Austin Metcalf, confronted a friend of the killer, presumably black also, and said something like, hey, you're sitting in the wrong spot. You're in my spot, something like this. And that's when the black guy jumped in and stabbed him to death.
Damn!
Unfortunately, we just don't know. When you're on the subway, when you're driving in your car, when you're in the city streets, you don't know whether the black person in proximity to you is one of the good ones or one of the ones who is going to summon an unbelievable, I mean, literally, for people like us, an unthinkable level of spontaneous brutality, senseless and merciless violence in an instant. We don't know. There's ambiguity. You're sitting on a subway. You look across. You see someone acting strange or aggressive. Is this someone who is going to pull out a knife and in 2 seconds slit my throat and kill me? Or is this just someone who's having a bad day? We don't know. I'm not willing to risk my life to find out. It's not worth it to me. I'm not willing to put myself in a position to find out.
Scott Adams couldn't have said it no better himself. Hey, everybody, it's your only 2 favorite black guys, and we got a new favorite giveaway. It's Jeep Rubicon. Want me on food stamps? All
right, I have to cut this short.
Roland, I mean, trying to explain to everybody. So what you was pretty much, Roland, I mean, trying to explain to everybody, you're talking about urban black neighborhoods.
I promise I will watch you guys' next ad on the next video. I gotta keep this short. I'm gonna try to do a concise thing here.
I want to live in an urban black neighborhood.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to. Black people that become rich and famous, they don't want to live there neither.
Yeah.
But it's a problem when you say it.
Yes, right, exactly.
Nobody wants to live in the hood. Nobody. And those things happen in the hood to black people all the time. Yeah, poor people who live in the hood, they don't want to live there, but they have no options. They don't have no means to get out, so
they stuck.
I don't know. I remember I was in the Marine Corps. I lived in San Diego. I was like 1920, and I lived in a black neighborhood. I came out because I would leave to go to work at like 4 in the morning. There's a bullet hole in the side of my Geo Metro.
Yeah.
Had a lime green Geo Metro. That's how I learned how to drive a stick.
Yeah.
And it had a bullet hole in the side of it.
Yeah.
I get in the car, I turn around, I go up to the stop sign, which is maybe about 100 feet away so I can get on the freeway. There's a prostitute right there. And she looked at me like this, and then she said, I was like, she must have just got done sucking somebody off. And I lived in black neighborhoods, and I was like, when I was growing up, I said, man, when I get the money, I'm going to go live in the white neighborhood.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Black people don't want to live in black neighborhoods, but it's only problem when white people say it, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and here's what I always say. The problem is not black people's blackness, which is the issue. If you guys move next door, it wouldn't be a problem because I know you guys are going to be gangbanging or whatever. But
hey, let me push back on it. I wouldn't. If I was you, I wouldn't trust me.
Yeah.
Some things you just can't deny. I mean, we still got that gene.
Well, if I just saw you, I wouldn't trust that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is that, unfortunately, a stereotype, which is based in reality, is that when you live in a black neighborhood, you're going to get this set of problems. You're going to get violence. You're going to get mayhem, chaos. And it's not even just that. It's just rudeness, people being inconsiderate. And if people associated with black people with being friendly, being kind, being peaceful, no one would have an issue. People say, oh, great, black people moving in the neighborhood. This is awesome. Property value's going to go up.
That's not what's going to happen.
No. So, that's the issue. And I said that, and Jason Whitlock, he's super Christian, as am I. And he said, well, this is an attempt to incite racial hatred between white and black people, to divide up the races with this, with this incendiary rhetoric. So. And I said, look, here's the problem. You can reconcile white and black people with Christianity. But in my opinion, that happens second. What has to happen first is law and order. Unfortunately, you have this cycle in America where you have very good laws, safety, you have police are active enforcing the law. And then you get the activists that come in and say, oh, there's too many black people in jail. There's too much police brutality. So people say, oh, all right, we're going to ease up. We're going to, mass incarceration's a problem. Police brutality's a problem. We're going to let them go. Then the violence gets out of control. Then you get, the crack epidemic. Then you get, the 80s, 90s. People go, it's out of control. We need the crime bill. We need the cops back on the street. We need stop and frisk. So then it's good for, 20 more years. Some people say, the police are racist. We got to get rid of the cops.
I think that was a good law they passed.
It is.
It is.
100%
on the street. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the cycle. It's like this amnesia where it's that classic meme. Good times create weak men create bad times. Sort of like good crime laws create good times. Good times make people think the crime laws are racist, and then
there you go.
The cycle repeats.
Right.
So so what I'm saying is, enforce the laws. And by the way, the biggest beneficiary would be the black people themselves. It's like you said. Who's hurt by this? Occasionally it's white people. But the vast majority of people that are killed are black people.
Right,
The people that live in poverty are the black people. It's those neighborhoods that can't have a Walmart because of all the shoplifting. So you enforce the laws. Unfortunately, there's going to be disproportionate, representation. There's going to be more blacks in jail. But you got to arrest every lawbreaker. And then once you get the worst of the worst off the streets, the worst predators, opportunists, then you can reconcile the people with Christianity. But, if you want to evangelize to these people in Chicago, be my guest. But I don't think you're going to get through. When you see these videos, unfortunately, a lot of them are just lost. And,
they made a whole show around that. First 48, that's a documentary of the culture of black folks. Have you seen it?
No.
You haven't seen the First 48?
No.
It's on that show made me racist. It's like it's the first 48 hours. They just track the point where somebody's killed and the first 48 hours of the investigation. Primarily, you see black people killing black people. But there are some white people. Yeah, like 1 out of every 100. Yeah, but it's predominantly just... of
and
course.
they're killing
each other over the most trivial things. It's just... It's shocking. Yeah, the reason why black people have something against your message that you showed is because they don't believe that black people are dangerous any more than white people. They actually think you are being racist by making those accusations that don't exist, but they're 100% factually true. That's why what you said does not bother me at all. I know it's true. Yeah, because you're pretty basically talking about I'm a black male. He has a problem with and me being a black male, we can't stand it either. Chris Rock had a famous joke. Yeah. And it was funny as hell when he said it, but let's go to that tweet, man. You made a great point when y'all was going back and forth. Jason Whitlock said, every bit as godless and stupid as your critics say. Your Ray Epps 2.0, I can't say it, pointing foolish believers.
Shut up, you fucking dumb.
I can't see it. Read. I can't let me see it. I can see it. You're every bit as godless and stupid as your critics say. Your Ray Epps 2.0 pointing foolish believers into a building that will burn them down for eternity. Many of the people captured by the wickedness of black culture can claim ignorance. You know exactly what you're doing, demon. See, I don't think it's ignorance of the black community. You can't teach a conscience. You can't teach that. The enemy is...
Not with people that are too far gone. And at what stage are they too far gone? Well, it varies, but if you're too far gone, it's much harder. It's not impossible. You got to start from when they're kids.
Paying people on social media to promote racial division and conflict. The aftermath of Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony is a psyop.
I don't think that's a psyop.
No, don't fall for it. Stand on the word. Rebuke any so-called believer and not pointing to Christ.
Don't you think in his message, in a roundabout way, he's saying black people are incapable of a rational thought and white people are superior, so we're going to give them a pass? Pretty much he's saying black people are inferior to whites with that message, because I don't think they can claim ignorance.
Right. Yeah.
Black people are not vegetables. They know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And that's sort of the issue is, you have this new breed of conservatives where they want to hide behind the cross. They're pushing a BLM, woke. It's exactly like you're saying. They used to call it the soft bigotry of low expectations, reverse racism, whatever. And now you have conservatives with the exact same mentality, which fundamentally means blacks have no accountability. Right. Like you said in the tweet, they can claim ignorance. What does that mean? It means they're not culpable. They're not responsible. They have no agency. We can't blame them.
Their IQs are very low.
Right.
They can't help themselves. When they rob somebody, they steal a car. They're wired that way. I don't know. Hey, I think your response to him, I loved your response. What you said. So tired of hearing that black crime is caused by black culture. For some reason, rap music doesn't make white people steal cars and shoot people. Yeah. It only works on black people. That was a great response.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, yeah,
and it made me rejudge the things I'm saying. I keep saying about black people. Yeah. Man, it's our culture, it's the music, it's in the movies, but that's just an excuse. Yeah, and he's coming from this point of view that you're teaching white people to be racist. everything you're saying, they already thinking it. You just got the balls to say it.
Right.
So you're not. It's white people know what's up.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
I knew what was up when I was like 12 years old.
Right.
I said, I'm gonna play with Scott. I'm not playing with fucking Tyrone over there. I mean, the first gun that was ever put on me was at 12 years old, and it was a black kid, and we were on the basketball team together.
Wow.
Going into basketball practice.
Yeah. That's crazy. I still remember that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, and it's true. That's what I intend to do with the show is, I mean, I'm expressing my opinion, but I'm also speaking for a lot of people that don't want to offend or they don't want to get canceled. And unfortunately, as far as we've come, because people have woken up a lot on a lot of different issues, people are still paralyzed out of fear of being called racist, saying the wrong thing, offending people. And the reality is that I think that race, it's one of those things you're never going to fully bridge that divide. You know, you have white people, you have black people. They're different. They identify differently. And this idea that we're going to be so Christian, we're going to overcome that, or so American, I don't think it's going to happen. And that doesn't mean we have to hate each other. I think we could live in harmony. And I think, you know, we could strive for understanding and empathy. But, you know, the idea that the only reason we're set in conflict is because of racists dividing us or the media or the culture, it's just not true. People are tribal. It's who we are. It's in our genetics. And nothing's going to change that.
So let's do a breakdown of everything so far. And I'll wrap it up pretty simply, honestly, because, look, they're saying the same damn thing the Cartier family was saying. Hodge twins, the Carter family, Officer Tatum. Right now, they're some of my most favorite content creators. They're just good people. And I think we need more. Amir Odom, same. And I do feel uncomfortable with some of the things that Nick says. But then when I see people like the Cartier family and Hodge twins, you know, I feel like when they agreeing with everything he's saying, from you have to, again, from the statistical, logical, analytical, it's all about the numbers perspective. You know, it's tricky. It's difficult. It's a hard line to walk, because even though I can say, okay, let's acknowledge truth and deal with it. Yeah, I guess I'm just on board with all of this, because fundamentally it's these guys, their conversations, they're the ones that are anti-racist. DEI and CRT is racist. It's not anti-racist. It's racist. 100%. Let's keep going.
I think this one Carmelo Anthony case, it really, it should open a lot of people's eyes how tribal we can be, because when Daniel Penny, what happened with him on the subway with that Michael Jackson impersonator, a lot of white people came to his aid. A lot of people came to his aid and donated money.
Now, I say that in recognition of, from the American social and internal demographics policy and social issues. But when Nick Fuentes talks about Israel, I think he's just dead wrong, because it ain't about Jews. And it's about strategic, foreign policy. And on that point, I just think it's the dumbest, stupidest, most insane fucking thing you could ever do to not back Israel. I mean, if anybody thinks, and this is, I guess, you could have a real conversation about internal strife and we need to fix the problem. But it's not like America's going anywhere, even with those problems. You know where America could really feel a threat? It's where extreme radical Islamists who fundamentally believe you should die or convert to their system of belief where women are birds in cages and that they deserve to be raped if they don't wear their hijab. That's an ideology that's fucking evil. And they team up with the CCP, North Korea, Putin, Hezbollah, Houthis, Hamas, Taliban, Al-Qaeda, Muslim Brotherhood. They team up with them people. No. You think that we have internal problems? You just wait till you are invaded by an army of fucking jihadis who want to cut your fucking head off. Fuck you, anybody who thinks that Israel is not our ally and absolutely critical to the national security of America. You a dumbass. You just stupid. You just stupid. You, like, it's not about, I don't give a shit what you think about Jews. You can be anti-Jewish, you can hate Judaism, the faith, whatever. I'm talking about military. I'm talking about foreign policy. I'm talking about keeping America safe from America's enemies. And the number one enemy of American values is Islamist radical extremism and Chinese CCP communism and Marxism. Like, America ain't going anywhere from having black people. It's been around for 250 years. Every country's going to have crime. And I'm going to tell you right now, there is zero threat in the way of racism in America. The threat is ideology abroad that is trying to infiltrate us here at home. That's the threat. I think we're going to call it a night there, guys. Everybody, have a wonderful evening. I look forward to your comments in the section below on YouTube. Keep it real on Kick. You can like, subscribe, all the good stuff.